Okay, this is my Toyota 4Runner I purchased as is. It's a 2019. Went in and looked at it. When we first looked at it, there was a few items that I knew was had problems with. I'll post pictures of those if I can on this video. The internal trim was loose. The transfer case knob was damaged, and the floor mats were missing. We had the dealer take a picture of the internal trim, and they said they would fix that. So before I bought it, as I said, I noticed that the internal trim and the transfer case shift knob was damaged, and the floor mats were missing on the passenger side floor mat. I ended up buying one of the transfer case shift knob, and I also bought mats. I was kind of picky, and I bought probably 3 different mats before I settled in on the ones that I liked. And literally the ones I liked were only $50. There was $100 ones that I didn't like. And then I'll tell you what happened on the drive home. So after we bought it, knowing that there was some problems with it that I thought I could live with and I could get them fixed pretty easily. I'm handy and I like to fix things. So driving home, it got dark like it is right now, and I turned the headlights on, and the driver's headlight was out. So I was like, dang it. How did this pass a 151 point inspection with the headlight out? But I figured, oh well, headlights are cheap. They're not, it's the bulb. Hopefully it's just the bulb. And so I ordered the next morning on the 5th, I ordered a set of high, low beam, and fog light bulbs. And I ended up putting it, when they came, they came really quick, within a day or two. So I ended up putting those on and fixing the lights. While I was fixing the lights, it's pretty easy to replace the high and low beams, but it's a little bit harder to replace the fog light. You have to come in from the wheel well. Took the wheel off and came in from the back side. Fog light was pushed in. I'm inserting a picture of the original rack from the internet. You can see that the fog light in this rack is pushed in and not fixed. It was an easy fix. Don't know why it wasn't caught. The lens on it wasn't flushed, and when I replaced the bulb, I could see that all I need to do is push it in. I think there's a screw that's still missing, but it snapped in. I'll hunt up a screw and put that in. That's what I thought at the time, and it matches now with the right side. While I was putting that on, let's see. So while I was putting on the fog light, I noticed that there was quite a bit of dirt underneath, gravel and rocks. I took a picture of some of the gravel and rocks above the shock absorber, and I also took some video of the gravel and dirt all on the underbody.
Okay, there's dirt right there. There's dirt up here. There's dirt all along up in here. Dirt. Anyway, that's the dirt. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, we'll clean it.
And I was thinking, how did this thing pass a 151 point inspection? Some of the other things that I noticed was the gas door cover was kind of bent from the accident. It looks like they had tried to fix it, but it was kind of a poor fixed job. It was not set in there properly. The fuel door cover was bent, very similar to what it shows in this picture of the wreck. They had painted it, but I didn't like it, so I ended up bending it out a little bit and then repainting it and putting on this chrome cover to make it look nice. The roof weather stripping was off, missing. So I ended up buying one of those, a package, $60 for all the weather stripping. So after I bought the weather stripping, I got some glue and installed it. And then noticed that the third row seat, we bought this because the third row seat had it. There was another one that we had looked at that didn't have the third row seats that was very similar, but we didn't want it because it didn't have the third row seats, and we wanted to buy this so that if we want to take our family and friends, we would have enough seats for everybody, even though we don't need them that often. So I noticed that you couldn't stow the third row seat from the passenger side. You had to go around back and flip the switch, and the lever that was on the passenger side and back didn't do anything when you pulled on it. So I worked on that, took some pictures of it. It ended up, it was broken and not connected to the cable. So as I worked on the third row seat, once you bring the third row seat up, there's the mat, the flooring in the back has springs on it that pushes the flooring up against the seat. So when the seat is up, it doesn't flop around. And when the seat was up, the springs on the right third row seat flooring behind it just flopped around because it wasn't pushing up against the seat. So I thought, oh, I'll go order some springs and try to fix that, which is that was my next project. So working on the third row seat springs, took pictures of the springs. First, I bought the springs, some springs the only ones I could find. Toyota does not sell those springs. They only sell that whole unit, the flooring unit, with 4 springs in that unit. And it's like $400, $500, because I couldn't find the spring. I went online that makes springs and got a bid for them to make me a spring. It was like $300 for 2 springs. And I think that was per spring. So it was going to be like $600 if I had them make me 2 springs. I'll show you the little spring. If I wanted to buy like 100,000 of them, I probably could have got it down to $1.50 a spring. But for just making 1 or 2 springs, it's pretty expensive. So I decided not to buy the springs. I went on to eBay. I found various people selling the flooring. The Toyota 4Runner and the Lexus are the same flooring in the back. I saw some on there and they were $200 to $250 for the whole unit. Interestingly, I looked at some of the pictures on the ones that they were selling, and there were some on there that did not have the springs. And so I looked on it, and I saw one that was like $210, and it had the springs all on it. I ordered it, and it came, and it was great. It just, I put it on, and happily, now I had flooring that functioned properly. The next thing was this fender trim. Okay, I kind of noticed this fender trim on this side was loose, like it is now still. Anyway, I ended up, I thought, I want to fix all the fender trims because a lot of them look a little bit loose. So I ordered the clips because I knew that they were single-use clips. So I went online, and for less than $8, I think it was $7 and something, I ordered 100 clips. They're single-use clips. You twist them on the fender trim, and then you push them in. And when you push them in, they clip in, and when you pull them out, they break. If you have to take this off, you literally break the clips. When I went and took this off after I got the clips in, now I'll pause that. So after I got the clips in, I had to wait a few days for it to come. The clips came, and I ended up taking off this fender trim, and I could see that literally only 2 clips didn't have glue on it. And I've got a picture of it. They literally did not use, they reused the clips. I could tell that they had reused clips. And then they put caulking to hold the rest of the fender trim on the other spots. So there's big globs of fender trim or rubber cement to hold this fender trim on. So I thought, I don't like that. So what I did was buy a new fender trim. It was like $60. So I thought, well, I'll buy a fender trim. I'll buy the paint, the white paint, the perfect match white paint, and paint it. And I'll put a brand new fender trim on here. Oh, because the other fender trim, the old one, the one that was on there, had some of the clips were broken on the back side, and you could tell it was still damaged from the wreck. And so I cleaned it all. I cleaned up all of the rubber cement out of them, ordered that piece, painted it, and I tried to put it on. And this fender, it was bent, and you could see from the pictures that there is some there was some bending, bad body work along that door. So what I ended up doing is I just thought, okay, I'm going to fix this old one. I'll epoxy the clips, the clip connectors back onto it, which is what I did. Fixed it, and then I put it back on with new clips. But also, because it just doesn't. This fender is still not perfect from the wreck, and I could post pictures of the wreck because there was some damage here for some reason. I just put the old one back on. It seems fine right now. It seemed fine, other than I had to try to fix where the dimples are back where they had the poor body job. And I kept wondering, how did this thing pass 151 point inspection?